Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Gan. I work with Automattic. I'm a software engineer, and today I'm going to talk about company culture stuff, not so much about technical stuff. And yeah, let's go to slide 2. Okay, so this is how my talk is going to be like. First, I'm going to give a little bit of a background talk, and then I'm going to show a little bit of demo of how we use our WordPress in the company with a little bit of talk. And then after that, I'm going to go to closing and then maybe some Q&A, right? And the way I hope this session will be, I hope that this is not a one-way speech, but more of a two-way presentation. So I'm going to have some interactions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me and stop me anytime and ask. Yeah. And this is my first WordCamp talk. This is the second WordCamp that I attended and my first talk in WordCamp. And yeah. And yes, before we begin, my first WordCamp talk, and I hope this is a two-way interactions. And I'm here to share with everyone and learn from everyone as much as you are. So talking about this sharing and learning, yesterday I had lunch with Devin over here. So throughout the lunch session, Devin was telling us about, hey, in this WordPress community, we should, we always talk in English. We always talk about give and take, right? We give, then we take, and this is, I think, in this presentation, this is where I do my part, kind of thing. So this is where I share. And then we all learn together. I'm learning from you all also. And yeah. So here I am, I share with you and I learn from you all. So the last one is good luck. Good luck to me and have fun for everyone. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of interaction. So over here I'm gonna throw, well, this is the main question. How do you use WordPress? But specifically, I have 3 questions under this main question. The question number 1, how many of you use WordPress? How many of you use WordPress to run a personal website or personal blog? Raise up your hand. Yeah, I mean, this is probably not surprising, right? I mean, this is what WordPress is well known for, right? You use WordPress to do blog, you do your own personal website, write things, right? You ask anyone on the road, people say, oh, WordPress, the blogging software. So number 2, how many of you use WordPress for your company website or your business website? Okay, this is also not very surprising because it's a publishing software, right? You want to earn income, you want to make a living. Yeah, you want to make people know about your company, your business. Question number 3, how many of you use WordPress to power your own company intranet and company internal operations used by your own employees? Yeah, I see only one company here. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now. Yeah. And sorry about the mistakes over here. Yeah, I was like this. I did this slide kind of last minute. Yeah, I misspelled the WordPress, the capitals letters thingy. Yeah. So I'm here today to talk about how we build an awesome company culture with WordPress. But the thing is, before I proceed further, we got to ask ourselves, hey, what do I mean? What do we mean by awesome company culture, right? And so if you ask, let's say, people around you outside of WordPress community or maybe within WordPress community, so if I were to ask you now, when I say, oh, awesome company culture, what is the first thing that comes to your mind, right? Any answer? Let's say, Wai Hong, what is the first thing that came to your mind when you say awesome company culture? Good pay, right? Okay, good pay, yeah. I mean, that's also what, when I ask people will say, oh, good pay, that's kind of like number 1 reason. And then some people will say like, hey, I work in a startup, and they give us catered breakfast, catered lunch, it's free lunch. And then all of us, we can sit together and then mingle together, have free lunch, free breakfast, all those things, which is also pretty good, right? But then the thing is, and yeah, some people say pay, some people say, oh, guaranteed bonus and all those things. And the thing is, in the end, we all have different definitions of awesome, right? So you say, okay, pay is awesome, but then for me, so awesome is a subjective thing, and I'm here to say, to share with you, okay, how the culture in Automattic and how a lot of us think it is awesome, and yeah, so that's my view of awesome culture in Automattic, and I'm here to share with you all. And Yeah, so when we talk about the automatic culture, if you do a Google search, right, called automatic culture, and it's very likely that you come into this automatic creed. This is kind of well-known, very well-known automatic culture. And this automatic creed is what defines an automation. Every automation is expected to embody the automatic creed. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I mean, if you want to see the whole thing and the explanation of it, our CEO, Matt, actually, he mentioned that every company should have a creed of your own. And that is what that drives your company. And so I'm going to focus a bit of a few things over here. Number one, this automatic creed, it starts with the first sentence, I will never stop learning. I won't just work on things that are assigned to me. And then things like, I will never pass up an opportunity to help out a colleague. And I will remember the days before I knew everything. And open source is one of the most powerful ideas of our generation. I will communicate as much as possible because it's the oxygen of a distributed company, right? And given time, there's no problem that's insurmountable. So a little bit of background about Automattic. So we are a fully remote distributed company, right? All of us, we have about, let's say, almost 2,000 automaticians, and we all work across the world. We don't really have a dedicated office space, yeah, so we all work from anywhere we want. And so looking at this right now, what do you think about this? Do you think, oh, this is interesting, this is good? And yeah, how many of you think that is the way? You all like this so far? And this is, I showed this to a number of friends, a number of people, and then they say this is interesting, this is impressive. And a lot of us think the same too. And that is how a lot of us, we like this so much that it gets Automattic, our company, to get to the most loved workplace, ranks at number 20 in the, yeah, we are ranked at number 20 in the global most loved workplace list. And, oh, thank you. So we are ranked at number 20 in the global level, and over here we have a summary. We are loved because employees at Automattic enjoy an environment that's inclusive and respectful, all those things. So this is a summary. If you go in, yeah, there's the link to this site. If you click on it, there are more detailed reasons behind, oh, why people love this place, you know. And over here, I'm just gonna pull out a little bit. I'm just gonna focus a little bit more over here. So over here it says, we track about, these are about systemic collaboration, all right, how we do collaboration within the company. And over here it says, we track about 70% of our projects on P2 theme WordPress.com blogs, and then 25% in private chat rooms, and the rest on Slack. So if we focus just about this part, right, that is how we work in our day-to-day job. And now, I would ask you to think about, okay, how do you run your business in your own company, right? How do you, let's say, oh, you have a project, you have a request, how do you communicate it to your employees? Usually in Malaysia side, from my experience asking of a lot of people will say, okay, I have this thing, I'll pass it to my employee, I'll pass it via email. Just forward the email to my employee, to my colleague, to my teammate, to the other team, yeah. Or in this post-COVID pandemic era, people rely more and more on WhatsApp. You know, just forward this WhatsApp message to that team. You have a lot of WhatsApp groups in your phone, probably, most likely, right? But the problem with all those emails and WhatsApp, the problem it brings is that it creates information silos. And what does it mean is that, let's say, okay, you forward all these messages to your team, to the department, to the group. But what will happen if, let's say, someone from that group, they leave the company, and then you have someone else, a new joiner, comes in. And when the new joiner comes in, how do they get access to the information? Yes, you can add the new joiner to the group, but then still, the new joiner wouldn't be able to find back, oh, what happened last month? How did we come to this decision, right? Oh, you're a new joiner, you get a programmer, right? And then you ask them to change this, but then they look into the code, and then they have no idea why the decision was made that way 2 or 3 years ago. And that is the information silo that I was talking about. And yes, again, in the same page, if we scroll down to the next section, we can see another mention of our P2 team software over here at the last sentence. We encourage a culture of constant feedback and transparent communication via our P2 messaging publishing software. So over here, what it means is that within this one page, we have 2 mentions of P2, our custom theme WordPress.com blogs. And that is the reason why, that's the reason the thing that I want to present to you, how we actually run P2 in our company to power our day-to-day operation. And before I proceed further to the demo site, I just want to make it clear that this is not a sales pitch. And because the thing is, what this P2 we actually is our company product, and then you can actually go and try it out. You can try out the product, and if you're interested, you can actually pay and use the product. But the thing is, the purpose of this presentation is not a sales. It's not a sales pitch. Okay. So this is the P2, right? Our public-facing P2 product page, WordPress.com/P2, and I can actually show it over here, right? It's a place for you to share, discuss, collaborate openly without interruption. I'll just briefly scroll through it. So it looks like this. This is basically all the general information. And we actually have a few, okay, go back to this slide. We actually have a demo site that you can access. So this is a public demo site, Automattic P2 demo.wordpress.com. You can go in and take a look how it works and everything. And the other one is Automattic P2 demo. Okay, just now this is the kind of landing page. When you go in, this is the landing page, and then you can see at the top there's a pin post. Pin post, it means, so when you look at this page, at first glance, it looks like an email inbox. And that is designed, it is intentionally designed that way. So everything looks like an email, it's a post, and at the top you can pin all those posts so that things that are higher, things that are current or high priority, you can pin it. So when people come here, they'll be able to access it immediately. And if you click into all those posts, this is what you see, right? Basically, it's powered by WordPress, Gutenberg blocks, everything. Okay, then, so I create, okay, then we have, this is the landing page. Yeah, this is the demo site I mentioned. So if you click on any one of it, so we have all these posts. You can put in design updates, key updates. You can put in images. You can put in videos if you want to. All right, this has no sound. And then you have task list, timeline, and then you can, if you like this thing, you can like, and then you can follow. And if you have any comments, you can post it over here. And this is how you can have discussion in our P2 product. You can think of it like it's pretty similar to how you use emails, right? So you send email to a department or to someone else, and then someone reply, you reply to and fro. That's how your information flow in email. But then with this P2, it's pretty similar, where you have this main post, and then you have comment threads. You have discussions all in here. But the good thing about this is that it's permanent. It's your team's permanent memory. So you can make decision over here, discuss, and then make a decision, and it will always stay here. Even let's say, 5 years down the road, you can always access this back. And then we have, and this is an example. This is another site that we have. It's also a public site, p2guides.wordpress.com. And then we have a number of pages over here that tells you, okay, how you can do all these things. And one page that is interesting is that I found this one, how News UK built its intranet with P2. News UK, publisher of this, and basically they have this whole intranet system set up with P2. This is P2 Help, that's provide guidance on how you can use P2. And over here, this is our internal one. This is our internal P2 that I created for discussions within us Malaysia automaticians. And then, yes. And this is an example that I created, a P2 demo example. So how P2 works, right, is that it's using some kind of a hub and spoke model. So you have a WordPress blog that acts as a hub. And then subsequently, you can have many numbers of P2 sites that can be used for different purposes. So you can have a P2 site for your team, a P2 site for your company announcement, a P2 site for your project purpose. This is a demonstration that I'm doing over here. So right now, this over here, you can see we have this Gun workspace.wordpress.com. This is the hub, the central place of everything. It connects all the other smaller P2 sites. And within this hub, I created another two purpose-specific P2. This one is a general. Let's say you can think of it like a company general P2, where you can make company announcement, right? And then over here, I have a specific one. Let's say I call it Malaysia P2, just for us Malaysian mathematicians to do communication. You can have like project specific or other team specific or different kind of P2s for different purposes. So if we go to general, so this is just for demonstration purpose. So let's say we have a new joiner, so I put up a post called Welcome Elias. And if we go in, so glad to have you on board. So we have, let's say, some of the tasks over here. You should do this, and then you should do this, and then good luck, have fun. We can put in a YouTube video over here, and then I can put in a tag. So all the newcomers, new joiners, I can tag it with this, so I can, in the future, I just want to see all the welcome posts. I will have it here. So basically, these are all pretty standard WordPress feature, right? And then let's go back to this general, and yes, and then over here we have our organizer over here. This is Lorna. So Lorna created a post, social media channels for WordCamp. And yeah, she put in all these links with the tag. And then this is how we can have interactions over here in this comment threads. And then lastly, where else? Let's go back to this thing. Okay, over here I'm gonna do a quick demo of how let's say, I want to put in a piece of update, right? So over here I have a draft. So I click on it, it brings up this is a draft that I prepared earlier. So over here I say, okay, I'm contributing something to WordPress Gutenberg, right? So here's an example that I did. And we can actually put in an embed. So this is a GitHub link embed. And if you click on it, then it brings up this thing. So I'll do a quick demo. So this is a PR that I created a few months ago. So let me do a demo over here. I will copy this link. I copied the link. Oh, wait. And then let's see. How it works is that I'll just put in here. You see, if I type a slash, it will bring up all those Gutenberg blocks, right? But if I just paste in the link, then it will automatically embed it. So it's pretty easy, convenient, and fast. So everything looks good. I'll put in the tag over all those tags, and then let's say I click publish, and then it will show up over here. And that's also how you can make updates to your project. Do some sort of, let's say, status updates. Project status update. This one is done, or that one is not done. And if we go in, yes, and then this is how, you can keep things updated and make announcement to your team, to your company. Over here, I'll close it down. Okay, so roughly that's about it, the demo that we have. So this is how we actually, let's say, if you want to make it into a more focused thing, you can collapse this thing. Yes, so you just focus on the post. So this is how we use P2 within our company. We have more than 1,000 P2 sites for different purposes. Sometimes, we have like partnership, one partnership, then we have one P2. And then we just talk about the partnership in that one P2 site. So basically, that's roughly about it, about our product demo. Any question so far? Any question about this? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, from how I understand it, this P2 is actually like is a WordPress theme. And previously, before this P2, there was a predecessor, and that is called O2, right? And then, do you know why it's called O2? No. It's called O2 because communication is oxygen. O2. And that is in our creed, right? We always say like, we are a distributor company, and then we need to communicate a lot because we are distributed. And communication is something so important that it's like oxygen. And that's why the first version, the old version, is called O2. O2 theme. But then after that, they came out with something new. What is after O is P. So it became P2. Yeah. So that's how it became P2. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just like how you use, how now people nowadays we use Google. Yeah, just Google it. Oh, just P2 it. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Yes. Okay. I'm almost out. The time is almost up, so I'm gonna rush this a little bit. Yeah. So just now, the things that I mentioned just now, it is not a sales pitch, but over here, I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm going to say after this is a pitch. But then this pitch is about throwing out ideas to you. It's an idea pitch. Now, what kind of idea pitch is this? Traditionally, when we always talk about WordPress, like earlier, when I first asked you guys the three questions, when we think about WordPress, WordPress is about, blogging software, publishing for your company public website. But here, the pitch from me to you is that you can actually use WordPress to power your company business operations and create the company culture that you want. So one example that I showed you earlier is that, how did News UK use it to build a company intranet? And that's how we do it also within Automattic. It is essentially like a company intranet for us to do all the social discussion and things. And you can use WordPress to create your own employee handbook website. And you can use it to do HR stuff. You can use it to do leave application. And that's really how we do it in Automattic. You want to take leave, 3 months or a few days, sick leave, anything, use WordPress to do it, to keep track of a record. Legal stuff, let's say, you have court case or things that you want to ask your lawyer, and that's how we do it in Automattic. Because, and finance, you want to post your finance status, your financial, annual financial statement. How is the financial health of a company, whether it's good or not good. You can post it in P2 and you can post it in WordPress and inform all your employees. But it doesn't have, next you can also do things, make it more creative. You can do things like, post your town hall videos. You can put in meeting minutes. You have meetings with your team, and then you can put in meeting minutes and call notes. Sometimes you're gonna have like calls with your partners, with your vendors, and in Automattic, we have this mantra that, if you have a call with partner or of anyone, and if there's no P2, then it means that it didn't happen. So if you have a call with anyone, you got to P2 it to keep track of a record. And you can use this WordPress for your own project management. If you have security incidents, you can keep track of it in a WordPress in your blog. And from there you can talk about how to handle the security incidents. And you can have domain-specific discussions like about code, technology, design, marketing, how you want to, let's say, do marketing for this WordCamp event or partnerships. And we can go even further than that to make it more fun and not so serious. Like within Automattic, we have something similar to Craigslist, where employee can sell old stuff and buy old stuff, used stuff. And you can have water cooler, or in Malaysia terms, you can have kopitiam or mamak forum to discuss politics or anything. You can have things like employee resource group to talk about underrepresented community, or for people who is doing parenting, or things like hobby group like photography. And in short, this is the slide with the least amount of word and also possibly the ugliest one that I come up with. So the way I see it, right, is that in short, this is how I visualize it, right? So you see, back in the early slide, we talk about automatic create, right? And automatic create is what we want every automatician to have. That's the culture. And how do we support that kind of culture, support that kind of company culture? Communication is oxygen. We want to communicate as much as possible. Therefore, to support that culture, we create this product. And then with this product, we are able to achieve that. And with that product and open, building on this WordPress open product, we are able to keep this cycle. The culture, create the product, and then the product and reinforce the culture. And behind this cycle is actually the people. Yeah, and the way I see it is it's not just applicable to Automattic with our P2 product, but it's also applicable to this WordPress community, right? We have, in WordPress community, we have this very good culture, open, helping each other, right? This culture, and then how it shapes the WordPress product, and an open, flexible, that is able to cater for everyone's needs, an inclusive product. And behind all this product and culture cycle, we have the WordPress community people. Yeah, so we come to the closing part of this talk, and I just want to share a little more background story. And the reason for this, the reason why I'm here to talk about this story is that just slightly about 2 months ago, so I participated in a youth survey research. The survey research is about knowledge management research in the post-COVID pandemic era. It's a research with a university professor and a university PhD student. So yeah, I went through this research survey, and then in the end, I wasn't the first one. I was about the 5th automatician who participated in the survey. And then by the end of the survey, it took about 1.5 hours, more than 1 hour. But in the end, the professor and the PhD student, they all were still very impressed. Even though I was the 5th automatician who went through this survey, they said that they are very impressed because of how we do things in Automattic, where things are open and transparent. Everyone can get access to the information that they need. There's no information silo, and that because of this thing, it creates a lot of trust within the employee. And they said they are very impressed. And there's one thing that they mentioned to me. They said they wish that there are a lot more Malaysian companies that is doing something like this, because they interviewed a lot of other companies, a lot of Malaysian companies, and they said that none of the Malaysian companies does something like Automattic. Yeah, and that is the thing that triggers me to think about to come up here and share this with you all, because I wish that there are more Malaysian companies to do something like this. And yeah, so that is the inspiration for today's talk. And ultimately, even though in this presentation I keep on talking about Automattic, the P2 is our product. Yeah, we are selling it and all those things. But the thing is, the main thing about this presentation is it is not about the product, and it is not about Automattic's culture. I'm just sharing it to you. The reason why I'm sharing it to you is for your own. I mean, this is for you. It's for you to build your own company culture. You want it to be open, you want it to be transparent, or you want it to be closed. However you want it, in the end, you can use WordPress to do what you want to achieve. Yeah, so that is the idea that I want to sell it to you. And hopefully one day we can meet somewhere in the most loved workplace ranking list again. Yeah. So that's the end of my talk, and thank you.